Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Wartime. No more time for war talk. Been talking long enough. Been talking for 50,000 years. I've been talking for over 30 plus years. Now it's wartime. I've been warning you about this for 30 some years. Now it's wartime. Hell is about to break loose. And you are not prepared. Not because I've been telling you, you haven't been paying attention. We're going to talk about that. Brothers and sisters. 1 second here. I want to show you something real quick here. Intense darkness. And it's just a layer of a little light. See? Fighting against all this darkness. That's the angel. That's Suleiman. Fighting against all this total triple darkness. It said the first God, once he established himself, went to war against the darkness, total triple darkness. And the same thing would occur at the end. At the end phase of the universe. The contraction phase. Beginning of the contraction phase. Total triple darkness. See, he went against the physical darkness. See, well, this is physical darkness too, if you understand it. See, some people refer to it as spiritual darkness because they don't understand the mathematics of it. See, but it's the darkness of lies, religion, distortions. See, falsehood. See, enemy of mathematics. That's what he's fighting against. It says the only one that helped him is Master Farad Muhammad. See, and Gabriel, but most of you don't know who Gabriel is. You don't understand who Gabriel is. That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. That's what we're up against. And it says he walked alone. Other than Master Farad Muhammad, there was none to help him. He looked and there was none to stand up to help him. Yet they was complaining about the darkness. Oh man, it's so dark. See? Before that light, there was intense darkness for over 500 years. We've been in the dark for 50,000 years, but it was intense darkness, as the Quran says, for the seek refuge from intense darkness when it comes. Now we're there. And we found ourselves in total, triple darkness for the last 500 years until a shiny light broke through with Master Farad Muhammad. He came, he brought a light. See, it was a small light, but it was a light, a powerful light that he gave to Elijah Muhammad. He carried that light for 40 years. Carried it like a mother would carry his newborn child. He carried that light faithfully through hell and damnation and fire and storm to pass that torch on to Suleiman. You got to understand these things, these connections, brothers and sisters. You know, I can't tell you everything because I tell you, but you're not paying attention, you don't study. Like I said, the gods don't know anything. Imagine it. The gods don't know anything. And this is stuff that you should know. It's ABC stuff. Nothing happens automatically. Things have to be passed on. Master Farad Muhammad didn't just jump up one day and he was a god. He knew all these things. His father had to go and buy it from the scientists. Where did they get it from? So they passed it on to Master Farad Muhammad's father. Then Master Farad Muhammad's father passed on to Master Farad Muhammad, taught him. He went through over 30 years of intense training until one day his father asked him, "Do you know who you are?" "Yes, I'm the God of this age, the new one." And then he went forth looking for us to find Elijah Muhammad, to pass that torch on to Elijah Muhammad. Spent 3.5 years with him, and he carried that torch. He faithfully, for 40-some years, to pass that on to Suleiman. That's the whole story about John the Baptist have to baptize Jesus. He held it. The man was suffering, he was sick, but he held it because he knew he had to pass it on. He said it. They modified things, but he said it. He said it many times. He even said it messed with black men, but I'm looking at the new editions, they change things, He said the least of one of his followers be the least of the last one of his followers be the greatest of all that's in the earth. What does that mean? Master Muhammad wasn't one of his followers. The least of the last one of his followers be the greatest of all that's in the earth. He said, good things have trouble in their infancy, but go to triumph in the end. Passing that torch on. The original seed passed from 76 trillion years all the way down to now. One day, I'm going to explain this to you. It said the mystery of the God will be revealed when the 7 thunders blow, when the 7 thunders sound. So you don't understand the real mystery of the God. I'm going to explain it to you one day if you're still around, because a lot of you are not going to be around. See? Millions of us died just in the process of coming over here. Millions, countless millions. Millions died being over here. And many of us are going to get ready to die in a few more days because of Abomination, Desolation, because they don't know. People are lost because of lack of knowledge. That's the price we're paying. And then they're going to die because they don't know. And then those that do survive, many of them are going to die during the tribulation. Brothers and sisters, let me just check one more thing here and then we'll move on to. See what it says here? The gods know nothing. They understand nothing. You're talking about you. The gods know nothing. The gods, they know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of earth are shaken. The whole world is all messed up. I have said, you are gods. You are children of the Most High. Suleiman is telling you. But you shall die like men and fall like the princes. What does that mean? That don't mean they're going to die because they got balls. They're going to die like Cavey. They're going to die like their black master, the demons and the devils. Because they still got that mindset. They won't upload the angel. Then, if they do, they don't do anything. They sit there waiting for the mystery God to come in and make the paradise for them. They don't understand. They got to make it for themselves. We're time travelers. We have to transform energy from one form to another. You can't do that sitting around work for massa. Because you transform energy to a form that he wants, his vision. I don't know, brothers and sisters, I don't know what to tell you. I want to let's get back to where we were. I've been preaching it. Says Suleiman would walk alone. Said, no. The darkness, the light shone in the darkness, but the darkness Comprehended not. Comprehended it not. Didn't understand it. Just to understand. I explained in very simple ways. God should understand this. The problem is that we still got that slave mentality. We want to be told what to do. Been told what to do for 400 years, and now we still got that mentality. You're not going to paradise with that. Because you can't. Because you got to create your own paradise. And we're not going to create it for you. So if you're sitting around doing nothing, that means you're not going to have anything. I can't get you to understand that. Now the door is open where you can create your paradise, you have to do it. You didn't have the ability to do it before, but now you do, and you're not doing anything. So you're sitting around and you're not getting anywhere because you're not moving. You're not getting up to the second floor because you're not walking up the stairs. Oh, it's too difficult. Well, then stay on the first floor then. Stay here with Master. Now you got the wisdom and the knowledge to transfer your energy into power to start moving into the hereafter. Start creating it. And you're not doing it. And you see, I told you, pressure war, everything is about pressure. And you see the enemy, right? They're taking and they're applying pressure 24/7. Lies. Which thing? Those are pressure waves, sound pressure waves. That's where I told you it's all about this mentality. It's from the mind. It was a battle of minds. So their mind, they're expressing their mind. They're expressing their power through their mind, right? Sunnism, Christianity, right? Hinduism, right? Democracy and false Israel and all the stuff they're doing, which all the lies is the darkness. And the only one firing back at them is Suleiman. He's the only one firing back at them. There's billions of them. He's the only one. 7 billion people on the planet now pushing all that pressure. Because every time they open their mouth and say something, it's a lie. That means that pressure is going into the universe. It's going into the planet. It's going into our atmosphere. I told you, we control the weather. You don't understand anything. So they saying these things, that means that's going in. That's affecting other people's hearts. So that's turning other people's hearts. They turn the vibrations towards that BS they're talking about. And so our people is really inundated with this. They're overwhelmed with it, so their hearts are turned towards Master because Master putting greater pressure on them than we are. They're emitting greater vibration than we are. Greater pressure expels lesser pressure, but you have to have greater pressure. You have to have pressure to begin with. You can have greater pressure, but you don't do anything with it. So the only one countering all that lies is Suleiman. He's the only one. The only one was counting them before Suleiman was Elijah. And he didn't have the power that I have. He didn't have the knowledge and wisdom I'm giving to you. And he stood with them. But he took and he made people stand up and fight with him. He made them do it. See, he was told to do that. He was made to do it. See? But those were servants. And when the master's gone, the servants, they said, I will take away the shepherd and the sheep will fall away. Because they were servants. Once he was not there to tell what to do, they did not know what to do. That's like pushing a car. If you got to push your car everywhere you go, what you need the car for? Just walk. Why go all the trouble? So you got to push people. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do it. We don't want people like that. We want people self-motivated. Gods, who you give them the knowledge and they can figure it out and go into action. That's the situation. But all that guys, cheerleaders. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Greatest man on earth. Yeah. And not doing a damn thing. Not adding pressure to this pressure to overcome that pressure. So you wonder why you're still here, still suffering. Are you fighting back? It says Suleiman will walk alone. It says walk alone. Walk alone. Every time they fire, I fire back at them. They come talking about this Christian, I fire back at them. Oh, God help you. What God? See? I fire back at them. You don't see me laying back, waiting for some God, mystery God to help me or take care of me. I fire back every time I catch them. Every time I open their mouth. Oh, fire God. Prove it. I don't give them no back, no slack, none whatsoever. That's the fire. That's the war. It's wartime now. And there's none to help. And so therefore, since you're not creating, you're not on the path to the hereafter, because the only way you'll be on the path, right? See, you got to understand how life works, how the universe works. The path you're creating, the path that you're walking on is the path that you're creating. You think you're just walking down the street, you just walk the hereafter? You got to create it. We're time travelers. You got to form it. And you're not doing that. But you think, you're watching me form it, but you think you're going to get Elijah Muhammad said, every tub will sell its own body. You think you're going to get my hereafter that I formed? I'm showing you how to form your hereafter. I'm how to form your paradise. I'm not going to form it for you. If I formed it for you, I'd be a tyrant. Because then you'd have to eat chocolate ice cream if that's what I like, and you don't like it. Because that's the hereafter I'm going to form for myself. We're not going to have no tyrants. Like the devil, they form the hereafter, and they have you form, they have you working for them, so therefore you have to live in the hereafter they form for you, and you don't like it. Or they beating us up, they kill us, they treat us in jail. Well, you help them build that vision. You ain't building your own vision. You're doing that to yourself. You have to decide what vision you're going to work for. You can't go both ways. You can't go north and south at the same time. You got to make that decision. And it's too late for most of you right now because hell is about to break loose any day now. See? And it says when hell breaks loose, see, because of Suleiman's efforts of 30 years, right? He's going to have, just like being with Elijah for 5 years or 4 years, a little more than 4 years, gave him the wisdom, right, to take his energy and convert it into pressure or power to break those 7 seals. He had to pass, John had to pass on to Jesus, or Elijah had to pass on to Suleiman. See, you had to keep passing things on. See? So now, breaking the seals, it says, because that's how the 144,000 came about, because Suleiman had to break those seals. So he teaching for 144 years, going out here, working hard, 24/7. He's able to, right, produce enough energy. Well, that's the wrong way. Enough power, right, to raise up the 144,000 at the time of the blowing of the 4 winds. A great army. Okay. They're not going to jump up I don't know how to explain it, brothers and sisters. It's like you're trying to turn, say you got a turntable, and it's very hard to turn. So you keep, so it's really heavy, right? So you're trying to turn it. So you got to try, and a little bit. You got to keep pushing more energy to make it turn to go 360 degrees, right? So it says it's going to take that long, right, for Suleiman to preach to make the 144,000 complete 360 degrees. Then they're ready to rise up. They're not going to rise up from total dead. That's why he says he's preaching towards the four winds. They got to inspire them, keep on until he gets them to complete 360 degrees. They're ready. At that point, they're ready for war. A great army, exceedingly great army. But it took 300 years of preaching to get enough energy, power to raise them up. So now it's about to happen. See? But it needs a little push, a little extra energy. That's why Master Muhammad has to take away that headwind, which he's about to do. See? But he was holding up. It says, you put these things together, brothers and sisters, right? 120,000, right? Plus 24,000 is 144,000. Now you have to understand angel key for that. Because if you read in chapter, 7, I believe it is, where it says, how many was sealed? 144,000 wasn't sealed. Only 24,000 was sealed. 12,000 from the bottom and 12,000 from the top. That leaves 120,000 in the middle. It's a symbolic number. See? But those in the middle, they was the ones holding up the resurrection of 144,000. Because it says, why use that number? It says, in Jonah, it says, fraud would not move, and it pissed off Jonah royally, because he already suffered, already got in prison and everything else, because he didn't think that Master Muhammad was going to move at that when he said he was. Not that he don't keep his word, but he says he just didn't want to do it. Because he says there was 120,000, remember 120,000 that didn't know the right hand from the left. That's the rest of you that don't understand what's going on. And he didn't want to do it because they would be destroyed. He was trying to hold out long enough, you understand, to Suleiman could keep preaching. Maybe some of them would be lifted. That was holding up. I keep telling you, you're the one holding this up. Oh, Matt, you need to. He's not moving. Are you ready? Are you ready for battle? If you are, you'll be battling right now. You'll be out here right now speaking the angel and speaking truth against all these lies that's out there. You got nothing. There's no truth out there at all. Now tell me I'm a liar. Show me I'm a liar. Show me anyone out there is telling you the truth about anything. There's no one out there telling you the truth, whether they know it or not. They don't know the truth. There's no one out there speaking. The only light you get in this world is just like the only light you got during Elijah Muhammad's time was Elijah Muhammad. The only one told the truth. No one, these demons and devils are not doing it. The only one doing it is myself. Only one. No one else. And so, Jonah was the only one teaching saying the truth. And because you wasn't responding, for I had mercy on you, said, give him some more time. Just give him some more time. Give him a little more time. But time has run out because the enemy, he's not going to wait. He's planning your destruction. He's in the process of destroying you right now. You don't understand. And I can't tell you directly because I can't let them know what I know. Because they'll figure another way to come at you. They'll come at you right now and destroy you. I told you I can't tell you everything because I tell you, if I tell you, I'm telling them. I just told you, just stay away from this BS they're trying to give you. I'll just leave it like that. But then the process of destroying you right now. So Master Muhammad just can't wait because otherwise, what's the point of waiting? Everybody's going to be destroyed anyway. Hell's about to break loose any minute. It's wartime now. And those that know, like I said, you know, and you don't do anything with it, you're going to do something with it because you're going through a tribulation. And in tribulation, right, then you're going to talk. Then you're going to be shooting arrows back. Then you'll be telling the truth. See, then you're going to stand for the truth then. But now you got to go through fire, hell, hunger, starvation, death. See? When you could have stood up now and start creating your doorway out of here. You got to open your door out of here, brothers and sisters. We showed you the door. We're only going to show you the door. You got to go through the door and take your seat on the plane. But you got to open the door yourself. We'll show you the door. I guess I'm just not a good communicator. I guess I'm just not a good communicator. See? Because your actions is what's going to open that door for you to get on that plane to get the hell out of here. But you ain't doing so. That door is not be open for you. You saw the story about the 10 virgins. 10 virgins prepared, 5 unprepared, and the other one went to sleep. Then when time came, the door was closed for them because they didn't use the engine to open that door. How you open that door? You get out here and you start creating your hereafter. You're creating, I don't know how to say it, brothers and sisters, right? Because no matter how to say it, it just doesn't come across to you. See? You move time by I told you what time is. Time is converting energy from one form to another. So you want to create a form, so the form you need to have right now is creating one form to another. So the form you need right now is you need to form that door so you can open that door, recognize that door, open that door, right? I don't, brothers and sisters, maybe I say it this way, right? Okay, look at leaving here. Say, for instance, you saw, you could see in the future. So you could see a door, and that door led to the ship that's going to take you out of here, right? That's a vision, right? But you have to make that vision come true. See? So you have to take and form energy to form that. It's not going to come up by itself. You have to make it. And the angel tells you how you make it. It says, upload the angel. Get out there and pressure, right? Get out there and start converting, because that's what you're doing. Well, okay, I'm really stumbling here, bro, because I'm out of words. Because I'm really tired of talking to begin with, because it's wartime now. It's not war talk anymore. Let me. Okay. You have to make your reality, because I said you're forming. Time travel is forming energy. That's what time is. From energy one form to another. So that vision, you have to form that vision. And the angel tells you how to do it. You said devils, what they're doing? They convert energy to their form. They tell you all these lies and everything else. And they got people believing this stuff. See, that don't happen by, they're doing it because they're out there, right? Converting energy from one form to another. So they're taking all the energy and they take it form into this religion and Christianity, all that stuff. And if nobody counter it, because there's, right, energy, you can't create energy, you can't destroy it. So if there's only so much energy, right, you know, in the lesson it's talking about how much water there is in Lake Erie. If someone drinks so much water, how much will be left for someone else? So in other words, you only got a certain amount of energy. Say you got a certain amount of money here, and you got $1 million. If I take 3/4 from that, I'm going to leave $250,000 for you. So if I take you and your spouse. So you make $1,000 a week. So your spouse goes out and spends $1,000 on what they want. Well, they converted it to that. So now You don't have anything. You don't have anything because only you have $1,000 to work with. So the energy we have on the planet right now, the enemy is changing to this reality. They feel it on the airwaves and the internet, online, everything else. They feel it, and you ain't doing a damn thing to change it. You ain't saying anything. Hey, they come back and say, "Hey, honey, I bought all these things," and you ain't saying anything. Then hell, you gotta go along with it. Then you guys live with that, unless you go out and say something and change that reality until where maybe you 50-50 next time, next paycheck, right? You get 50 of 500, they get 500. You have to change it. You have to get out there. If they are that, because I told you, it's from the mind. You're speaking it. So if they're out there speaking lies, you have to go out there and speak truth to it. How are you going to counter it? By looking at it? Thumbs up? Likes? Clicks? They say you have to fight fire with fire. I told you all about pressure. So if they out there spewing lies 24/7, you guys spew truth 24/7 to counter it. And the more you do it, that's why Elijah Muhammad said Suleiman would be like the number one. He said every time you put a zero behind it, you increase it tenfold. So if you got one, you just got one. But if you got a zero behind it, now it's 10. You got another zero, it's 10, worth 1,000. The power increased to 1,000. Another zero, power increased to 10,000. Another zero, power increased to 100,000. Another zero, power increased. So you only got 5 people and you already got what? Your power increased to 10,000 with just 5, just adding 5 people. Every time Elijah Muhammad asked someone, and they was out there selling 300 papers a week, right, and giving money to help, look how much he was able to do. He didn't do it, but every time they came in, his power increased. Muhammad speak newspaper, that was his weapon, right? That was his truth. That was fighting against all the falsehood that was out there. People, they would love to get the Muhammad speak newspaper because that's the only place they got some clear water to drink, some healthy, clean water to drink. But you sitting around not doing anything. Then you wonder why. If there's 4 or 5 people, they should be 24/7 countering. No, that's a lie. What are you talking about? Where you get this crazy? Every time they raise their head, you should be right on their ass. That's the war. That's the soldier. That's the warrior. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. So I said, because this talk, I'm going to limit my presentations. I think, right? Because it's wartime now. But I'm going to keep telling you about I'm going to keep telling you, constantly telling you about the abomination of desolation. Because that right there means a lot of people are going to be lost because of lack of knowledge of that. And that then the tribulation means that people are going to be lost in tribulation. So if you make it, see, look how many is left now. After all that came over here, there's only 17 million of us left. And now we still face the abomination of desolation. How many beings going to be lost then? It says many went out, only a few came in. And then if you get past the abomination of desolation, right? And you ain't 140,000, and especially if you one of those scriptees, sideliners, cheerleaders, time anchors, whatever, Levites, they allow themselves to be deceived by Farrakhan instead of stepping up, because they were supposed to be ready for me. See, to stand behind this light, to expand this light. See, they're supposed to be soldiers, right? To go out there and fight with me against these demons and devils. They didn't do that. They were Farrakhan's. They were fighting against me. They're part of the darkness. So now I got to fight them, the demons. So now they got through the abomination desolation. Now they got to go through tribulation. How many millions going to be destroyed then? How many millions going to return? There's only 17 million, 1,740,000 be plucked out of here in the Lamb's Book of Life. See? Because it says once he started telling, see, it said once they're raised, it says they're better for battle. So the last few days before we leave here, they're going to light this country up. Light it up with truth. Light up. Because Suleiman, as soon as you take down the demons, right? That light's going to shine seven times brighter than it does right now. And that's when the 140,000 going to kick, because they're going to follow him. They're going to keep pacing him and follow everywhere he goes. Then they're going to light this country up with truth. See, so our people are going to know the truth. They're going to know it. But they're going to be left behind to deal with tribulation. I don't know if I can make it any clearer than that, brothers and sisters. I keep telling you. And I'm not going to force you to do anything. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. We look for God. We look for service. I'm not going to be around pushing, got a car, I got to push it where I got to go. See? You've been told. See? So you don't want to do it on this side, you do it on the other side, or you just won't do it, or you won't be around to do it at all. I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters. So I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.